welcome to the Europa special of Spicks and Specks, the music quiz show that drove through Paris in a sports car with the warm wind in its hair and then got lost in France. Our two team captains for this special are my friend of the wind, Alan Bro, and the beloved White Rose of Athens, Miff Warhurst. Alan's first guest tonight is an Australian music conductor who once, during detention at school, had to write out every word of Julius Caesar by hand. Big deal, so did Shakespeare. Please welcome Richard Gill. Alan's second team member is an Australian comedian from an Italian family who has been called the Italian Seinfeld. He likes to talk about nothing with his hands. Please welcome Joe Avati. Miff's first guest tonight is an internationally acclaimed singer-songwriter who manages to combine his Swedish upbringing with his newly adopted Australian culture. Not only does he play live gigs at Backyard Barbies, he puts the stage together himself with an Allen key. Please welcome Jens Lekman. Miss final guest is a comedian and radio host who returns to the show tonight because of her love of all things European. She's into French kissing, Italian stallions, Swiss cheese and Dutch ovens. Please welcome Michelle Laurie. I hadn't seen you doing that face. That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you know what I've come as?
What?
I've come as a fat old drag queen from Sydney.
Alan, clearly you've got a whole Demis Roussos vibe going on.
Or it's a little bit Jesus as well, I sort of like. There's a lot of detail gone to this. I'll turn around and you can see my back here.
I've got to say, as Nana Muscuri, though, I am so strangely drawn to Alan right now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is my childhood fantasy. We were meant to be together.
Well, OK, let's go down the line. Jens, you have the whole craftwork thing going on.
Yes.
Good. And...
The problem with this outfit is that as soon as I smile, the outfit falls apart.
Yeah.
Richard, clearly you've dressed as Beethoven.
I have.
I said you've dressed as Beethoven!
Lauter, bitte!
You're a little bit Beethoven, you're a little bit B. Arthur from The Golden Girls. Joe?
Well, I feel like I should be in an ad for Advanced Hair, yeah. Well, I'm Julio and Iglesias, and I'm kind of liking it because I'm fulfilling two dreams which I've, always wanted to do. One was to actually have hair like this, because if you know me, I don't have much hair. I could never do that.
And the other thing is, you still can't. Yeah. What I love with your outfit is what's going on below the desk, and more so below the knees. Can we get a parade of... Because it's the footwear that's done it all for me.
Oh,
Yeah, but you're one to talk about what's going on below the desk, my friend.
Stand up. Stand up. Oh, my God. Are you Lady Gaga?
The first game tonight is called Know Your Product. Tonight, though, there are 5 questions on our special topic, which, of course, is Europa. But first, let's test our buzzers. Richard.
Appropriate.
Yes. And Jens? Excellent. Let's play Spicks and Specks.
All right.
Everyone on your buzzers. Your first question for 1 point. How many times has Portugal won the Eurovision Song Contest?
Just wanted to hear it again. I'm going to say 4.
No, so I'm going to throw it to this side and let you have a guess.
None.
Correct. They have never won a Eurovision Song Contest. Next question. Here are 3 European versions of the same song. For 2 points, give me the English title and which of these 3 was the original. That's Uno a te, uno a me in Italian. That's Ein Schiff wird kommen in German. And that is Tapetia do Pareia in Greek. Yes.
The English title?
The English title?
Never on Sunday.
Yes.
And the original one was the Greek.
Yes, 2 points. That's amazing. Third question. What countries are these artists from? Adolphe Sax, the inventor of the saxophone, Jacques Brel and Roger Marie Francois Juret.
I bet it's like... Is it one country that they're all from?
Maybe, maybe not.
I bet there's a bit of Belgium.
Which one?
The Frenchy sounding one.
There's
at
the
the
French
end.
one at the end.
Roger Marie Francois Juret. Are you saying that was Belgian? OK. The middle one was Jacques Brel.
Jacques Brel was from France, right?
And the first one, Sax?
Austrian?
OK, you got the last one right. The last person was from Belgium. It was Roger Marie Francois Juret, also known as Plastic Bertrand.
Oh, fantastic! He is the king of the divan.
I will let you guess at the first two. Jacques Brel.
Jacques Brel was Belgian.
Yes, he is. Well done. And who was the first person from? Adolf Sachs.
Sachs. Wasn't he also from Belgium?
Yes, those were the other two. I was Your fourth question for 4 points. Sweden is one of the greatest European exporters of pop. Have a listen to these 4 non-ABBA songs and name all 4 artists. This song.
I know the final countdown is Europe.
Yep.
Yes.
I know Love Me, Love Me.
Say that you love me.
Cardigans.
Cardigans.
And
Yes.
We could defer to
with
you.
Peter, Bjorn and John.
Peter,
Yep.
Bjorn and John with the
And-
young folks in the third one.
Hooked on a feeling. Da, 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 da. Who was that?
I know the singer's name. What's
Can we get a
band's
What was the
name?
singer's name?
Björn Skifs.
I need the name of the band, unfortunately.
So it's not
I just
John
thought-
Fleece and the Fleeces.
No?
No.
Anyone on this side? Hooked on a feeling? No one? Blue Suede.
Oh!
Suede was a Swedish band.
I
that
don't
was
think I've ever known the name of that band.
Nah.
Really?
I don't think I
Ever.
have either.
I've heard that song millions of times. Well, obviously not millions.
Very large.
I like 5 times. And I've never known.
But enough that as soon as you hear Uga Chaga.
Yeah.
Uga Chaga. What is it about Swedish pop music? Why do we know so many great Swedish bands? When you think, I mean, ABBA, of course, but Roxette, Ace of Base, Blue Suede, the Cardigans.
There was something in the 90s and before that as well. We were just so we had such low self-esteem that we would send our singers to Britain and America to have them work as au pairs and stuff like that, so they could pick up the accent, you know. And we were like following what was going on in the world. And
Then because of that, the Swedes went, no, we're going to write it in English. Sorry, that was my doing a Swedish accent.
can you do that again? I want to hear it.
I was doing a Swedish accent, which I know the way to do that is to emphasize every syllable. That is a Swedish thing, yeah?
No, now
Okay.
you're German.
You know what's sad is I lived in Sweden for a wee while, so I should be able to speak a bit better Swedish accent.
Where in Sweden?
Stockholm.
Oh, okay.
Apparently I speak with a Stockholm accent too.
Oh, that's what it was, of course.
Jag pratar bara lite svenska, men inte så mycket.
Okay.
I mean, that could be anything. The guy who's actually from Sweden didn't say anything bad.
What did he say?
He says, he said, I only speak a little Swedish or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something
The rest
like-
I had no idea. What
The only sentence I know how to say in Swedish is I don't speak very much Swedish. And for some reason the sentence ska jag byta dig I snoppen.
Oh my God.
What did you just say to him?
It was something about biting someone's penis.
Oh, I see how that works. I don't speak a lot of Swedish, but I'll bite you on the penis.
I mean, we're so aware of Swedish culture in Australia. How much Australian culture seeped into Sweden?
I would say Crocodile Dundee and Men at Work, for example. Foster's beer had a big problem because Foster in Swedish means fetus.
The ads write themselves, though. The guy gets an X-ray and holds it up and there's his baby with a can in its
Don't worry, nobody drinks it here in Australia either.
Yeah, did you know that?
Yeah, because it might mean fetus in Swedish, but it means urine in Australia.
Yeah.
Right, finally for 5 points. Classical music as we know it originated in Europe. Have a look at this timeline. Name all 5 eras. Yes.
Does it have to go in order? Can we start 1820, 1910? Romanticism.
Yep.
Then going backwards, 1750, 1820, Classicism.
Yep.
1600, 1750, Baroque.
Yep.
1400, 1600, Renaissance. And 500, 1400, early medieval, stroke Byzantine, stroke School of Notre Dame.
Stroke hammer time.
5 points out of 5. Excellent work, Richard Gillen. Listen, while we're talking classical European music, we are aware of the greats. We are aware of Beethoven. We are aware of Mozart. Was there rubbish around?
Yeah, there was rubbish. A lot of rubbish.
Do we remember those people, or did they just fade away?
We remember Salieri because he was insanely jealous of Mozart, but he wrote mainly rubbish.
Yep.
I played it, and it is absolute rubbish.
In what way?
How do you know what's rubbish?
Because let's take the opening of his opera, which is called First the Music, Then the Words. And the overture goes. That's rubbish.
You're a wonderful player, though. That's just what you could get out of that bit of
well,
ball.
I get
On a piano, you must just be good. Look, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? If my back hair comes off, though, I'll be furious.
Have you been to Europe and then had those moments where you're in places? Because that's the joy of being in Europe. Is
Yeah.
you go to the places where this
Go to
music
Vienna where it's happened and go to Salzburg where it's happened, and yeah, it's fantastic. The experience of hearing Mozart in Salzburg is amazing, but it's well done.
When you're watching someone playing Mozart badly, what's going on? What are they doing?
Mozart's almost indestructible, but you can screw it up, and it'll generally be bad phrasing or bad articulation or, expressionless.
Do you ever heckle?
People used to heckle and people used to walk out.
Right.
So that happened a lot. And then if they really didn't like it, they'd throw stuff at the stage and boo and hiss and all that sort of thing. It was very active, lots of audience participation. And we've lost all that.
How come?
I don't know. Well, like we have it in pop concerts, like mosh pits. Like
Yeah.
an Italian opera, it was like a mosh pit. I mean, people would rush the stage, and if the singer was someone they loved, particularly the castrati, the guys that look like you, they were absolutely amazing. And people had their favourite castrato.
And so castratis had groupies?
Are you kidding?
Isn't it
Farron-
amazing? They'd been
Farron
castrated and women, and yet they had more women.
They
than-
had lovers. They had women at every concert screaming and yelling.
You heard it here first. Chop off your balls, chicks will be all over you.
At the end of the first round, the scores are Miff, Jens, Michelle are on 4 points. Alan, Richard, Joe in front, 10 points. Each team will be told an obscure fact with 3 possible endings. You have to tell me the correct ending. Miff, Jens, Michelle, here is your fact. In early 2009, ABBA tribute act Bjorn Again reportedly put on a secret show for A, the original members of ABBA as part of their 40th anniversary celebrations, B, the board of directors of the Nobel Foundation in Stockholm, or C, Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin and 8 close friends.
Oh,
Which of those is the correct ending to that story?
As far as I know, the original members of ABBA don't ever get together.
No.
Do they? Because is it Anna
Agnetha?
or Agnetha lives on an island on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still married to her stalker? I know she married her stalker.
She did.
Did she know about it?
Yeah.
Or was it just him in the bushes with a priest going, "Say I do"?
He just, I mean, there's a great message in that for the kids, Eventually they will turn around and love you back. Did they stay together?
Did they stay together?
I have no idea. Not into ABBA.
When you were a child, did you play ABBA? Like, did you pretend? Because we always pretended we were ABBA. And my friend Julianne, she had blonde hair, but short. And I had brown hair, but blonde. So we fought over who would get to be Anna. But always my little sister had to be Benny behind the heater.
Jens, what do you reckon?
Well, the Nobel Foundation, I would have heard of that. And why would the ABBA want to hear themselves in a slightly worse Australian version?
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I've got a feeling that Mr. Vladimir Putin loves a bit of ABBA around the house, perhaps, whilst he's vacuuming.
I agree with you. I think it's C. Do you think it's C?
I think it's C.
Yeah.
We are agreed.
All right, the correct answer is, in 2009, ABBA tribute act Bjorn Again put on a secret show for C, Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. What's weird is that a couple of days later, the Russian Prime Minister put out a statement saying that he was never at the event, nor did the event even take place.
Bless him.
I'm assuming he just thought it was bad for his image.
He
Just
thought
never-
Chechen rebels were laughing at him somewhere and he wouldn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, drawing Dancing Queen on pictures of him.
Alan, Richard, Joe, here is
All right.
your fact. French composer Eric Satie, A, only ate foods that were white. B, kept his dead mother in a wooden box under the bed. Or C, walked everywhere backwards, saying it offered him a more artistic perspective.
Walking backwards everywhere would be really, really hard.
It would. Kept his dead mother in a wooden box under his bed. Maybe that was his mother's ashes. Maybe.
Oh, yes.
Only ate foods that were white. That would allow rice, white bread,
Potatoes.
chicken.
3-week-old dog poo.
Yep.
The French do eat a lot of white food. They do.
They do.
They're known for that.
How do you know that?
I'm a food scientist by profession.
Oh.
You're a food scientist by profession.
Yes. There's nothing funny
brilliant.
about it. I was developing the Magnum in Australia.
I've never seen you more outraged in my life before.
Sorry.
Well, I reckon it's got to be A then. We've got a food
Yeah,
scientist.
we've got a food.
The correct answer was French composer Eric Satie. A. Only 8 foods in the world. And look, while we're talking eccentric composers, there's something that I've learnt about you, Richard Gill. You have written a ballad about Australia's first librarian.
Yeah, Mr. Tulk was the first librarian in Australia. It's going to be part of an opera on books.
Brilliant. I love that.
Do you love the idea?
I love the idea of that.
As soon as you explain to everyone under 30 what a library is...
Yes.
And everyone under 16 what a book is.
How did... Like, have you
The
written-
opening song?
Have you written it already?
I'll give you a little bit.
Wow, OK.
Mr. Tulk, you brought us books in bulk. And it has an accompaniment.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
At the end of that round, here are the scores. Miff, Jens, Michelle are on 5 points. Alan, Richard, Joe in front, 11 points. The next round tonight is called Apprentices Masters, and it's a new round just for this show. We have a gallery of album covers painted in the style of European masters. What you have to do is name the bands.
Oh.
Now, unfortunately, this means me getting up and walking over there.
Do you want an escort?
No, I have prepared for this by bringing along a cricket protector.
How on earth are you going to get it down there? You're in a onesie.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
I saw a little bit too much then.
No one's ever said that before. Right, so I shall now make my way over to the... I can't believe I get paid to do this.
I can't
Miff.
believe if someone knocks on the front of you, it makes a hollow sound.
Miff, your team can pick the first work of art.
Well, I think number 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll start with number 1. Number 1 is in the style of Picasso. What I need you to do is name the artist.
Is that a
Artist.
guitar?
Oh, it could be, oh, I'm trying to think who that could be.
Oh, I know. It's Andre Rieu. Surely.
Oh, really?
Surely.
Yeah,
Surely.
I think you're absolutely right.
Surely.
That is a Picasso version of Romantic Moments by Andre Rieu. Picasso, of course, was cubist for a while, whereas Andre Rieu is just a square. Alan, the eyes, I'm up here.
Sorry, I was staring at your cock. Can we go right to the other end, so to speak, and have number 8?
You certainly can. This is in the style of Van Gogh.
I know that one.
Oh, it's Rattle and Hum, you too.
It is indeed Rattle and Hum.
Well done.
And when you combine Van Gogh and U2, Bono's glasses fall down on one side. Doesn't have an ear.
Yeah.
Wake up, people! Trying to give you some bloody culture, all right?
When you touched it, it got bigger.
It's moved to the right.
It has moved to
it
the
has
right a bit,
moved.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
gone.
Joe!
Oh, there you go. Now it's right in the middle. This is
a
my
lie.
impression of me getting older. You know what? That's what I've always wanted.
It must be like 2 bald men in a sauna down there.
Right, Miff, back to your team.
I can't concentrate. Number 5.
OK, here it is. Number 5 is in the Italian Renaissance stylings. Which artist do you think this is?
Yeah, I love it.
Björk.
That was the Björk album Debut. Well played.
Yes,
1 point.
lovely.
Alan, your team, which one next?
We'll have the little one, number 4, please, Adam.
Number 4 is in the style of Klimt.
Oh, it's a Boney M.
It is indeed Boney M. Yes, it's
Wow.
Boney M, Night Flight to
Wow.
Venus. Well picked, Alan.
Well done.
Miff?
I think we have number 6, Adam.
Certainly. There we go. This is in the style of Toulouse-Lautrec.
I know that.
Yep.
That would be my fellow Swedes, the Hives.
It is indeed the Hives. Tyrannosaurus Hives is the album. Yes, well done. Alan,
Can we have number 2, please?
you certainly can. That is in the style of Jean Miro. It's a European band.
A European band. Anyone?
No.
No one?
I'm feeling a level of character-breaking emotion coming from my right.
Jens?
No idea.
Is it Aqua?
It is the Norwegian band Aqua.
Well played,
Yes.
sir.
The album is Aquarium. Myth, 3 or 7?
Go 3.
Yeah, sure.
Okie dokes. This is in the surrealist style.
We all know that
Yeah, we
one.
had that album. I remember.
That's an album that I think pretty much every Australian
Yeah.
had in the 1970s.
What was the album called?
Arrival.
Arrival.
It is ABBA's Arrival, painted in which means, Alan, finally you get this, which is painted in the Dadaist style.
That's Kraftwerk.
Let's check. Can you come and stand next to this just for a second, Jens, just to
Yay.
see if you fit in with the whole Kraftwerk vibe? That was the Kraftwerk album, The Man Machine. Excellent.
Can Demis get an extra point for the accent? Did you get a little bit of girlfriend's Kraftwerk?
Who are you talking about?
You chucked a little bit of Kraftwerk.
And you have a problem with that, Michelle?
I'm just saying that she got a little bit camp with the Kraftwerk.
Is that a bit of Brisbane jealousy?
Das ist jealousy, ja.
You could have done the whole show as Marlene Dietrich had you chosen.
The only bit I know of Marlene's is that song. I think it was her first English movie where she goes falling in love again, and that's all I know.
That was lovely.
But now I know Das ist Kraftwerk.
At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, Jens, Michelle are on 10 points. Alan, Richard, Joe in front, 14 points. One member of each team will be singing well-known songs using the words of an unrelated piece of text. Your teammates have to identify the songs. Joe, you'll be singing first for Alan and Richard, and you'll be taking your lyrics from Heidi Grows Up by Charles Tritton. That's your book. Those are your songs, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Avati. Okay.
Heidi was perplexed, what it possibly to have a mother, not a mama? Was it possible to be without a mother's love and yet not be an orphan, Heidi?
Yes.
To all the girls I've loved before.
Yes, it is. Julio Iglesias, Willie Nelson. Yes. Song 2, please.
As they climbed higher up, the air became sharper. Perfume with herbs and flowers, the meadows were gay with colour. Then at the turn in the road, they suddenly saw the Falkness illuminated by the last rays of the sun. It towered above the other peaks, majestic and awe-inspiring as it reflected all the brilliance of the sky on it.
Yes.
Funiculi, funicula.
Yes.
Funiculi, funicula. Yes, it is. And final song, please.
She ran on, ahead of all the others.
O Sole Mio.
Yes.
It is O Sole Mio. Yes, Richard gets all over it. 3 points out for Joe Avati.
That's
Amazing.
going to be my clue.
You grew up in Australia. Yep. Did you grow up with Australian music around the house? Did you grow up with Italian music?
Well, my father had just arrived in Australia before, about 3 or 4 years before I was born. So we listened to Italian pop music, things like Toto Cutugno, Eros Ramazzotti. And the thing about Italian music is that it's very, very big in other countries like Russia.
And what about in Australia? Because you've supported a lot of big Italian stars.
Yeah, I
in
toured
Australia.
with Eros Ramazzotti
Right.
around Australia. It's huge. I mean, you know, doing 12, 15,000 seat arenas.
What kind of songs were your childhood songs?
Sono l'italiano, which is I am an Italian, by Toto Cutugno.
I could listen to you say those things all night. Don't they sound beautiful when he says it?
Looks like the drag queen's turning. Go on, speak a bit of Italian for
Io
us.
parlo
Sarah.
italiano sempre, allora lei vede che...
You say something about food science in Italian.
Yeah, do that.
Io mi piace fare il Magnum.
Jens, you'll be singing for Miff and Michelle, and you'll be taking your lyrics from the play Hedda Gabler by Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen. That's your book. Those are your songs, ladies and gentlemen. Jens Lekman.
Yay!
Hedda enters the rear room from the left and comes into the drawing room. She is a woman of 29, distinguished aristocratic face and figure. Her complexion is pale and opalescent. Her eyes are steel grey with an expression of cold, calm serenity. Her hair is of a handsome auburn color.
Yes.
Is it Movie Star?
It's Movie Star by the Swedish pop star Harpo. Next song, please.
She opens the door for Judge Brack and goes out. Judge Brack is 45, rather short, but well built, and elastic in his movement. He has a roundish face with an aristocratic profile. His hair, cut short, is still almost black. Come on.
It's so beautiful.
No one?
About my
Anyone?
haircut.
Yeah.
No one knows?
I don't. Do they know it?
I don't
Do
think
the
they
three
do.
sisters over there know it?
No, nothing.
Jens, what was the song?
This is What Is Love by Hathaway.
What is Love by Hathaway.
Well sung, though.
Well done. Beautiful.
Final song, please.
Yes, Hedda, I regarded you as a kind of confessor. Told you things about myself which no one else knew about. Then those days and nights of drinking. And oh, Hedda, what power did you have to make me confess such things of power? You think I had some power over you? Yes, I don't know how else to explain it. No, those oblique questions you asked me, you knew what they meant, but that you could sit there and ask me such questions so unashamedly. I thought you said they were oblique, as but you asked them so unashamedly that you could question me about that kind of thing. You answered willingly enough. Yes, that's what I can understand looking back on it. Something to tell me what you felt from me about that love. Ask me those questions.
We got the wrong one.
No, you're right. I just need the name of the song.
It's called I don't know. We don't.
Hey, what? Yes,
shut
sorry.
up! Is it
Zorba the
really?
Greek. Zorba the Greek. I'm going to give it to this side.
I thought,
And Jens Lechman. Jens, you did do some work with Drew Barrymore recently, wasn't it?
Well, there were some of my songs in her latest movie, Whip It. Yeah.
She also flew you to the States, didn't she?
She flew me to the States to have a cup of coffee and talk about the movie, yeah. She was really nice and really weird.
In what way was she weird?
I was trying to get out of this meeting because I felt that I'd been a perfect meeting. And I wanted to end it before I said something stupid. So I was trying to wrap it up, you know, and she was like, so where are you going now? And I said, well, I'm going back to Australia. She said, oh, koala bears. I said, yeah. She said, they're not monkeys, though. I said, it's true. And she slightly humped my leg like a little monkey and did monkey sounds.
How did she hump your leg? Did she cross the table and kind of come around and...
We weren't sitting down, we were standing up. I was pressed up against the door trying to look for the doorknob.
I think she liked you.
I liked her.
what's not to like? Free flights and leg humping. Hello.
At the end of that round, scores are Miff, Jens, Michelle are on 11 points. Alan, Richard, Joe in front, 18 points. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start now. Which Icelandic band sings the Nothing Song?
The Sugar Cubes.
No, Sigur Rós.
Oh, damn them.
Who is the Greek composer of the Blade Runner soundtrack?
Vangelis?
Vangelis, indeed.
Nice.
Which composer did Rossini call the Mozart of the Champs-Élysées?
Oh, bugger.
Haven't heard of him.
I know. What an awesome name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Offenbach was called by Rossini the Mozart of the Champs-Élysées.
Still bugger.
What is the title of the Charles Aznavour song consisting solely of... Yes?
She.
It's consisting solely of a pronoun. It was she. Have a listen to this. Name the song. Yes.
Brahms Hungarian Dance number 5.
Brahms Hungarian Dance number 5,
Wow.
yes. Debussy and Charles Trenet both wrote music about the sea. What were the pieces called?
La Mer.
La Mer,
Of the
indeed.
sea.
And your final question. What are the only 3 words to appear in the lyrics of Daft Punk's Around the World?
Oh,
Yes?
Around the world.
Around the World, yes. At the end of our Europa special, the final scores were Miff, Jens, Michelle ended up with 12 points, but Alan, Richard, Joe won the day, 20 points.
Oh, well done.
Would you please thank all our guests for tonight's show, Richard Gill, Joe Avati, Jens Leckman and Michelle Laurie. And of course, our 2 team captains, Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst. We leave you tonight with a performance from electro-pop surrealists The Bad Father with their version of the Aha classic, Take On Me. Thanks for watching Speaks and Specs. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, Australia.
Talking away, I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you, I'm shying away.
Don't be shy.
I'll be coming for you, love, okay? Take on me.
Take on me.
Take me on.
Take on me.
I'll be gone
Please don't go.
in a week or 2. So, needless to say, I'm at odds and ends. Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm starting to feel that life is okay. Say it after me.
After me.
It's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me.
Take on me.
Take me on.
Take on me.
I'll be gone
Please don't go.
in a week or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know where I'm going, but I know that I'm clean, and that's important.